Given any prompt or real guidelines for this speech. They just said, congrats, now go write a 3 to 5 minute speech. So that's what I'm aiming for, and you should have started timing about 12 seconds ago. There are many graduates who are just as qualified as me to give a speech on an occasion such as this. I've been here for 1 year and I only took 4 classes. Other graduates have been attending and contributing to Brewster for a number of years, and some even grew up just minutes away. And these students probably knew what an IV address was. I tried Googling IV address, and the top result gave me directions to a restaurant in Australia. But I asked around and eventually got an idea for what it is, and it truly is an honor to be able to speak to you tonight. So I learned what an IV address is, but I still had no idea what to talk about. I looked up some advice online, and it said to find your passion and go with that. So if you take a look at my biggest passions, we've got chocolate cake, pizza, and dogs. But none of those really screams IV address. But luckily, none of those is my single biggest passion. My biggest passion is something that involves, like Brewster, a beautiful boarding school, great friends and teachers, and an unreasonable curfew. But most importantly, it also involves one extraordinary wizard.
Oh my gosh.
As members of the Brewster community came to know this fall, as I acted out word for word all the parts of an entire scene, upon request from multiple groups, Harry Potter is an integral part of my life. In fact, if you take a look at the Where Will We Be in 10 Years page in the yearbook, it says for me that I will be married to J.K. Rowling and writing a new series. Having made some connections between Hogwarts and Brewster, I saw an opportunity to easily talk about Brewster, or Harry Potter, for a couple minutes while incorporating some inspirational graduation content and reflecting on what my time at Brewster has meant to me. Sirius Black once told Harry, "If you want to know what a man's like, take a good look at how he treats his inferiors, not his equals." I think it's safe to consider the faculty at Brewster superiors to the students. They decide the grades, enforce the rules, and have college degrees. So I took a good look at how the Brewster faculty have treated me, one of their inferiors. Mr. Barnett allowed me to sleep at his place over the long weekend, let me watch every Pack game at his house, and drove me to church every week. Mr. Palmer had 30 kids over to his house to watch the Mayweather Pacquiao fight and bought pizza for everyone. Mr. Reynolds helped me through the speech process. Mrs. Lopez always made herself available to talk, and Mr. Jacobs bought us ice cream on Wednesday. It's clear to me that the Brewster faculty don't consider the students to be their inferiors. Rather, they treat us like equals, and that has made my time here so easy and so much more enjoyable. I think Mrs. Found made me cookies or cake at least 5 different times, and that leads me to my next Harry Potter quote, perhaps the most relevant advice I can give that isn't a graduation cliche. Professor Lupin once advised Harry, "Eat, you'll feel better." He shared this wisdom after Harry almost had his soul sucked out of his body. Lupin handed him a piece of chocolate, and Harry ate it and instantly felt better. So just remember to eat some chocolate when you're feeling down and you'll be all set. Even though I was only here for 1 year, I've made relationships that I know will last a lifetime. Whether it was on the basketball court, in the classroom, or just hanging out in the dining hall, I always felt welcomed. One of the coolest things about Brewster is that it's a melting pot of so many different cultures. I've made friends from New Hampshire, California, Canada, Mexico, Spain, and South Korea, and many other places. And they are never farther away than a walk across the street, a trip downstairs, or just a glance across the room. Graduating from Brewster is very different from graduating from public school. I graduated from public school just last year, and everybody went their separate ways. But I can always see my friends from home over breaks. It's more bitter than sweet to be leaving Brewster, since I most likely won't see most of the people here ever again. But as it was explained to Harry, the ones that love us never really leave us, and you can always find them in here. My Hogwarts acceptance letter never came, but that is okay, because if it did, I would have never come to Brewster and met everyone here. So I want to wish good luck to the entire class of 2015. And remember what Dumbledore said, happiness can be found even in the darkest of times, if one only remembers to turn on the light.